All right, the recording is now in progress. I was concerned about that echo I was getting for a moment there, but that seems to have cleared up. Let me say officially welcome everyone to the Unity of Livonia, A Course in Miracles study group. And here we are again. It is Tuesday, June 30th. Almost halfway through the year of 2026. And so far, so good. I try and stay in the present moment, moment to moment type reality. I don't know about you, but I'm great right now, okay, in this moment. So I hope you'll lean into that, and let's just have our usual good time here. Any comments or questions from anyone? Anything you want to share or anything? All right. Well, we are in the first supplement that we're studying this summer, and it is called Psychotherapy, as you know. And remember, it's divided into three parts. The first part was pretty short. It was the purpose of psychotherapy. And then part two is a longer section. That's where we are tonight, called the process of psychotherapy. And after that, there's another number three called the practice of psychotherapy. So we're well into it as far as the psychotherapy supplement, but we've still got a ways to go. So again, I hope to complete that, and during the month of August, complete the Song of Prayer, and we will have completed our A Course in Miracles third edition, indeed, from cover to cover. And we'll start the course over, I believe, the first week in September, which is what I'm going for. So I hope you think it's helpful to kind of do a recap of what some of the method to the madness here. Um, Without further ado, we need readers, right? So, how about we start as usual with who does not want to read?
Joan does not want to read.
All right.
Hildegard does not
And
want to read.
Hilda. All right. So I have Hilda and Joan. So D is number one, Ron is two, Kathleen is three, Sherilyn is four. And let's just leave it at that for now. We may have some more folks coming in. We were under this process of psychotherapy. We started out talking about, I don't know, the role of the psychotherapist, and I'm just thumbing through the limits, the place of religion, and the role of the psychotherapy. And then last week, we got into kind of another section of this where Jesus starts to talk about illness. What is illness in the first place? And what is the solution, or how can illness be healed? So last time we talked about the process of illness. There were 11 paragraphs. It started on page 9, and it went over for 11 paragraphs over to page 11. So I hesitate to ask, do you have any comments about the process of illness?
To be honest, I don't remember what I read.
All right,
No,
and
I don't
probably none of the rest of us either, right?
No.
But I'm here now.
All right. Well, listen, without further ado, here, let me just say this, okay? About the process of illness. Jesus here seems unequivocal that all illness is about a mistake in our mind, a mistake, like something's wrong, like we're guilty of something, like there's something wrong with us. And he says, that's the gateway. Here, do I see it here? Yeah, look, I'm on page 9,
Yeah,
paragraph
we do.
3,
Okay, 3.
for just a moment. Jesus says the descent into hell follows step by step in an inevitable course once the decision that guilt is real has been made. So, one of the things that come from guilt is that there's from guilt, there's something wrong with me, and then your body embodies that. Does that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, again, the body is a totally neutral thing. It just carries out and embodies what the mind is thinking. That kind of made sense, right? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So, unequivocally, he's saying I should never be ill in any way. Is he not?
I think so.
Well, what are your thoughts about that? I mean, I love you, Jesus, but man, really?
Would be nice not to feel guilty all the time or ever.
Okay. But how do you do it?
I don't know.
By
I'm
knowing
still
the truth
struggling.
of our being,
Okay, the truth of our being, right?
and we're not our bodies. So it doesn't mean that the body's not going to be sick, but it means we don't identify as our bodies, whether it's so-called healthy or so-called sick. It's either one is not what we are.
That's
Right.
true.
We just are.
Would you prefer to have your body sick or well?
Unfortunately, I do have a preference. And it's,
All right.
it's a misperception. It's not what
Okay.
it's about.
And that's what I think he's providing an answer to. And it's unequivocal in the sense of changing your mind about what you are and therefore what you're subject to, what what your flaws are, what your vulnerabilities are. And he says, if you think you're vulnerable in any way to anything,
Are.
stop it.
Yep.
You don't know how to do that? Well, you have a helper, but it will be a process. The helper will help you in the way, in the methodology that fits in here. So it'll be a process. Most times it's not overnight kind of thing. And even when it is overnight up here, you still got to live it out in level 2, if I could use that word. So, other thoughts?
Well,
Yeah,
for me, when I do my process in many different ways, I know that my process is part of the illusion, but part of the illusion is bringing me out of the illusion because at some way I can't, and it gets very confused, it gets your brain, it puzzles the brain,
yeah.
but by doing what I'm doing, I'm getting closer to where I'm supposed to be, about relinquishing all illusions.
Yeah.
About living in the illusion every day.
So,
So my
go ahead.
remembrance in the course itself in the text is health is peace of mind. If I
Yeah,
have
Exactly.
peace of mind, I'm healthy. I'm a happy camper no matter
yeah,
what the
yeah,
shape the body is in.
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
Because I
Somewhere,
know the truth of my being. It's like, what am I defined by?
know
Yep. And
thyself, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all your other problems will be taken care of. Know yourself. Now, the process that happens in knowing yourself, how this is done starts with a F, a capital
Forgiveness.
forgiveness.
forgiveness. Okay. So if sickness is an illusion, the way to salvation is to forgive it.
I don't know that I look at it that way. Sickness, it's not that sickness is the illusion, it's my belief in it. That's the illusion. For me, that's the way I look at it.
Okay. I think those dovetail nicely.
Because it
um,
doesn't mean that the body isn't going to have ailments. It doesn't mean that. But
Right.
it's my belief in it that's what's defining me. That is my sickness.
but is our goal to change belief?
A goal is to have a shift in perception from false perception to true perception.
And what you perceive should change accordingly.
It will change
Okay.
accordingly.
So what I'm saying is perfection is possible, but I agree it's a
Perfection of
process.
what? Perfection of what?
Restoration of perception is a process involving the forgiveness of illusions. Here's the thing. The process varies depending upon your willingness. You won't get more than you need. You won't get more than you can bear. Remember, we talked about readiness in the psychotherapist patient relationship?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this
Yeah.
process. In theory, it's true, but the application for you, you will receive only as much as you can bear. You know, they say he won't give you more than you can bear.
And the application is through the process.
Yes,
Everyone has their own individual process, but it's all going in the same direction.
yes. Many roads to the same place.
Hmm.
And because that's the loving thing to do is to connect with you where you are and work with from where you are to where you want to be. But it can only be done through your willingness to take the steps. Okay, I did. We didn't even start reading yet, did we?
Oh,
Yeah.
See, you guys get to talking, and man, I just have to steer everybody back to the
Well, we're
right
glad you
road.
do. We're so glad you do.
Let's get started here. Dee, you're our first reader. The Process of Healing on page 11.
While truth is simple, it must still be taught to those who have already lost their way in endless mazes of complexity. This is the great illusion. In its wake comes the inevitable belief that to be safe, one must control the unknown. This strange belief relies on certain steps which never reach to consciousness. First, it is ushered in by the belief that there are forces to be overcome to be alive at all. And next, it seems as if these forces can be held at bay only by an inflated sense of self that holds in darkness what is truly felt and seeks to raise illusions to the light.
Hmm. You want to stop here?
Yeah.
Any comments? Any understanding here whatsoever? What about the last sentence? I thought you'd have a comment. It seems as if these forces can be held at bay only by an inflated sense of self that holds in darkness what is truly felt and seeks to raise illusions to the light. Any comments from you?
Oh, well, for me, what it means for me is I'm trying to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed. And that's the realization for
What in
me
that,
is
what in that sentence made you think that, Kathleen?
it was the whole paragraph. I just get fleeting thoughts. And that was in what came from this paragraph is like, I'm trying to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do other than what I'm doing. So it's very, I find this is very confusing for my
Yeah.
brain.
Mine too. And this phrase, an inflated sense of self that holds in darkness what is truly felt. Any response from you guys on that?
I'd like to go to sentence 5.
Yes.
First, it is ushered in by the belief that there are forces to be overcome to be alive at all. And next, it seems as if these forces can be held at bay only by an inflated sense of self that
Ah,
holds in darkness what is
ah,
truly felt and seeks to raise illusions to the light. And
okay. Thank you. That helped me a lot.
yeah,
Uh,
it's the belief that there's something that needs to be fixed when there's nothing that needs to be fixed. We just need to stay in the present. For me, I just need to stay in the present moment.
and this truly felt is your true self, but we hide that and try to put on faces or defend ourselves or what do you think?
Well,
Okay.
I
well,
think that's when we're in. Oh, go ahead, Kathleen.
I can only say where back here where it says in sentence 3, in its wake comes the inevitable belief that to be safe, one must control the unknown. And that's the unknown is the part that really for me is something that
Mhm.
can wreak fear through every cell in my body. And I'm
Yeah.
practicing saying the unknown is safe. It's just
Yes.
unknown.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my feeling as well. Dee, did you have anything as well?
I think sentences 1 and 2 for me are important. While truth is simple, it must still be taught to those who have already lost their way in endless mazes of complexity. This endless maze of complexity is the great illusion. So I'm already in the illusion,
Yeah.
is what I'm
Yep.
saying.
Yep. Yeah, it's like you're trying to get out of an illusion that's already, you're trying to get out of an illusion, but you're through the illusion, and it gets confusing, you know.
Let's move on.
Sure.
Thank you for all your comments. Uh, Dee, why don't you do another paragraph here?
Let us remember that the ones who come to us for help are bitterly afraid. What they believe will help can only harm. What they believe will harm alone can help. Progress becomes impossible until the patient is persuaded to reverse his twisted way of looking at the world, his twisted way of looking at himself. The truth is simple, yet it must be taught to those who think it will endanger them. It must be taught to those who will attack because they feel endangered, and to those who need the lesson of defenselessness above all else to show them what is strength. So to me, it's basically saying we've got everything backwards and upside down and in
Yeah.
reverse.
Yeah.
And we first need to see that um, we're in the like we're with the ego and wrong perception to begin with.
So if this is the challenge, it says progress becomes impossible. Y'all see where I'm reading?
No, what
Sentence
sentence?
3.
Okay.
Progress becomes impossible until the patient is persuaded to reverse his twisted way of looking at the world and of looking at himself. The truth is simple, but it must be brought to those who will attack it.
Yeah. And for me, his twisted way is my misperception.
Yes, but
And
if you're the helper, if you're the psychotherapist, I'm just wondering before we read on, what's the challenge? How do you get your patient to take a look at changing their mind when they think that what you're saying is when the patient attacks you in defense because they think you're attacking them. Finish reading the sentence. That maybe that'll help. Uh, Yet it must be taught to those who think it will endanger them. It must be taught to those who will attack because they feel endangered.
So we're learning a new way. It has to be
yeah,
taught because
yeah.
we're totally unaware of what the truth of our being really is.
Right. And what my therapist says to me is, Kathleen, do you think? And he
Right.
gives me a whole different perspective on what I've just said, or will at times, you know, acknowledge what I said and support the emotion, and then go beyond that.
So he's given you space
Yeah.
and freedom.
Well, yeah, and he's showing me how twisted my how from where where I processed it and where I learned it, and he calls it being trained well, that it's a twisted perception and that maybe it could be this.
So he's getting you to question.
Well, yeah, to look at it differently.
Yeah, he's
And saying
allowing
that,
you to raise questions.
in essence, he's allowing me to rewire my cells.
I feel you on that. How about the rest of you? Are she's saying that her psychotherapist provides a space and encouragement that allows Kathleen to question what she was believing. He's not telling her what to believe or that what she was believing is wrong. He's simply trying to find a few cracks by asking some intelligent, common sense questions about those beliefs. Do you think that's a good approach? Or did I say it right, Kathleen?
Well, I got to process that. You know, it's yeah, it's and sometimes he will even reference his experience that he has had in the same place that I'm in. He said, "Let me share this." So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like he's telling me what I'm doing is wrong, but he's telling me that there is it's something that I learned that is a misperception.
Or allowing you to discover it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's the finesse I'm thinking of a good teacher. And we're talking about a psychotherapist, but a philosophy like this, to my mind, applies to being a good school teacher, a good teacher of any kind who knows how to kind of set the table and the trust and the safety and the freedom to put some things out there that the client might consider because you've gone to the effort of having a namaste attitude about it and not giving them how things should be, letting them work it out.
Which means that there's more than one way of looking at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess I'm more in the realm of Dr. Phil. How's that working for you? If I'm not a happy camper, then perhaps it benefit me to take a look at my own thoughts that are producing my experiences.
And
Exactly.
yeah,
And if
I
I
think
see, yeah,
that's just the kind of statement that's in line with what I'm talking about. How's that working out for you?
and then it leads me to see that it's my own thinking and to stop blaming others for how I'm feeling.
That's what I'm thinking. So I don't know. I'm sure he's going to tell us about it, but when I saw the challenge here about how do you teach somebody that thinks you're attacking them, is first minimize the attack atmosphere, okay? Uh, Befriend them, uh, respect their worth in your office, at least, you see. We should move on. Uh, Ron, you ready? Ron, did you read yet?
No, I have not.
Aren't we at
And
3?
yes, but I
Okay,
do want to say that
please.
I have lost the meeting once because of some kind of computer issue. So I'll do the best I can. And
Oh, you
if
did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't here for a while. I noticed that.
Oh man, I'm talking so much. I didn't. Okay.
But
What?
interestingly, he could come right back in. You didn't have to let him in.
I
Yeah.
I
know.
was
That was
surprised
good.
by that.
All right. Well, you got there he goes. You got a re-entry mechanism there.
Okay. I don't know where it came from, but right
You're
now it's
back
working. So,
again. You
yeah.
want to try reading or see
Yes, I
how it
do.
goes? All right, sir.
Paragraph 3. If this world were ideal, there could perhaps be ideal therapy, teaching in a world in which the perfect teacher could not long remain. The perfect psychotherapist is but a glimmer of a thought not yet conceived. But still we speak of what can yet be done in helping the insane within the bounds of the attainable. While they are sick, they can and must be helped. No more than that is asked of psychotherapy. No less than all he has to give is worthy of the therapist. For God himself holds out his brother as his savior from the world.
Would you do 4 also?
Yes, healing is holy. Nothing in the world is holier than helping one who asks for help, and two come very close to God in this attempt, however limited, however lacking in sincerity. Where two have joined for healing, God is there, and he has guaranteed that he will hear and answer them in truth. They can be sure that healing is a process he directs because it is according to his will. We have his word to guide us as we try to help our brothers. Let us not forget that we are helpless of ourselves, and lean upon a strength beyond our little scope for which to teach as well as what to learn.
Hmm,
For what to teach as well as what to
what
learn.
to learn. Um, I'll come back to that last sentence because I had underlined something, but let's go back to 3 about the ideal therapy and the ideal therapist. Um, are you surprised by what's being said here? If this world were ideal, there could perhaps be ideal therapy, and yet it would be useless in an ideal state.
Makes sense.
Ooh.
Well, we wouldn't need it
Yeah.
if we knew what we were in truth.
Right, right. Yeah, it's just so
And it,
paradoxical, but yeah, it makes sense. Kathleen?
well, it's just saying it's going back to, we're doing this in the illusion, which is the illusion, but it might be a good part of the illusion, but it's still an illusion.
Uh, what? What do you mean?
Well, okay, what were we reading? Okay.
Paragraph 3.
If this world were ideal, there could perhaps be ideal therapy.
And yet it would be useless in an ideal
In an
state,
ideal
because
state.
an ideal state is still part of the illusion.
Uh, what I'm thinking is, oh, I thought an ideal state would be outside the illusion, but outside the illusion, there'd be no therapy.
And that's what it's saying. We
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
need it
yeah,
All
right.
right.
because we wouldn't be in the illusion. We wouldn't be
Exactly.
needing to shift our
I
own
gotcha.
perception.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thanks for helping me.
So I
I
think that it's saying, if the patient comes in thinking he's attacked, they're attacked. I think the therapist demonstrates another way to them, that they don't do that dance with them of defend and attack. They show them that
Exactly.
there's another way, that they
yeah,
don't, it's not that, to me, it's not that the therapist is going to befriend them because we all come in with our own ideas anyhow. If we feel attacked, we're going to feel attacked by everyone and anyone.
yeah.
So there's nothing a therapist could do actually to befriend them. You're coming in with your own set values, but there is something the therapist could do in showing them that there's another way to respond instead of react. And so they're
Exactly.
setting an example of that other way.
Well, I would agree with that. And also, uh, can the therapist strategically befriend the patient?
By showing them this other way.
Well,
That
first of all, it would show them someone who is not attacking them.
right, that is not taking the string that's being offered.
Yeah. So that's one of the other things that would be disarming is if the therapist would really convey to the client or the patient that they're in a safe environment. And one way to do that is for someone that's expecting you to attack them, you go out of your way not to. That's very disarming.
You go out of your
Just
way to not feel attacked and so defend.
yes. So their defense mechanism can't get active if you very specifically, strategically try and not attack them, that you're sensitive to how they think you're going to attack them.
Well,
And
you know,
so it's disarming when you don't. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just saying it's what it is it's supporting the patient where he is, as opposed to trying to change where he is. Let him discover where he is first,
Yes.
and then he could then help him see there's a different way,
Okay. Um,
or there
you've
could be a
heard,
different approach.
yes. You've heard me say before my background's in management. And one of the idioms, axioms for me would be it's very hard to get people to do what you want them to do if they don't like you. So strategically, good managers get their staff to like them,
Mhm. But I think, yes, I agree. But
respect them.
when we're at that place, we're not playing a game to get anybody to like us and respect us. That's what comes out
But
of us.
that's the
We
art.
are we
You
are
have to
respecting them,
really like them.
but we
You
are.
have to like them in order to genuinely get that result. And it can't be a fake because they see through that stuff, right? And that's one of the things I learned.
Mhm.
So I have to not see my staff as adversaries. I have to genuinely care about them.
Right,
And
genuinely.
that's how you'll start to get them to care about you. And when you start getting that caring relationship, now you're free to talk.
Yes.
Anyhow, oh man, where are we? Somebody help.
I think you finished
One
four,
five.
didn't you?
We We finished 4.
We didn't
Yeah.
talk about 4.
What do
We
you
just,
want to say about 4, any of you?
I don't know, I have to go back to it.
Okay, you know where we are? Did you find it okay?
Oh, I see it. I just don't remember what it was. We read it
Oh,
2 paragraphs
well,
ago. Yeah.
paragraph 4 starts with healing is holy, but on my part, it's that last sentence. Let us not forget that we are helpless of ourselves and lean upon a strength beyond our little scope for what to teach, as well as what to learn. What does that mean to you at this point with what you've read before?
We can't do it on our own with our ego. We've got to join up with, we'll partner up with God.
Yeah, and it said us. I guess that would, in the case of psychotherapy, would be the therapist and the patient
Right.
to lean on a different teacher.
Right. And I think I've mentioned it before. My therapist will say, "Okay, Kathleen, give me a minute." And I know he's going within to connect with whatever is
That's
whatever is leading him
wonderful.
to do what he does. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You guys
So,
ever watch any of Eckhart Tolle's videos and stuff? And a lot of times you'll see him pause,
yeah,
and it's almost like he's downloading what to say
yeah,
next, kind of
exactly.
thing. That
Exactly.
always struck me. So, in that sense, we really are talking about psychotherapy as a holy encounter, aren't we? Let's continue. We're up to Kathleen, and we're on paragraph 5.
A brother seeking aid can bring us gifts beyond the heights perceived in any dream. He, he offers us salvation, for he comes to us as Christ and Savior. What he asks is asked by God through him, and what we do for him becomes the gift we give to God. The sacred calling of God's Holy Son for help is perceived distress. In his
In
perceived
his.
distress can be but answered by his Father. And yet he needs a voice through which to speak his holy word,
Hmm.
a hand to reach his son and touch his heart. In such a process, who could not be healed? The holy interaction is the plan of God himself by which his son is saved.
So, in this paragraph, we better stop if it's okay. Is he saying if you're a therapist and a client or a patient comes in that he's offering you salvation?
If we listen to God in how we respond to them, yeah.
Well, no offense. I thought he was just another patient. This is a very lofty encounter, isn't it, folks? How come nobody else is saying anything? Ron's talking. I haven't heard from Joan, Cheryl, and Hilda so quiet.
Are you saying that the therapist is just another patient?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I would see the patient as another patient, but Jesus is saying here in paragraph 5 that this dude walking through the door is offering me salvation. Or did I read it wrong?
Giving and receiving are the same.
Well, why do you say that here, D? What is
Whatever I give
5?
to the patient, I'm giving to myself, and vice versa.
All right. All right.
Exactly.
So doesn't that raise who's walking through your door? Miss Therapist, Mr. Therapist, you thought you were seeing patients. You're seeing salvation walk through your door. Whose salvation? You and your brothers. It's a very lofty profession. But what if you were at a meat counter and you're a butcher, all right? And you have a customer come through the door. Do you see any parallels there in that relationship?
How I see anyone is how I see myself, whether it's the butcher, the baker, or the candle maker.
Okay. Joining wherever possible is very important. Where two or more are joined, God is there also. But if you want to bring God there, healing is the restoration of wholeness. Bring these pieces together to remember their wholeness. And there are myriad venues where there are opportunities to do this. That's why I'm here. Why are you here?
It is the restoration of my own mind, the wholeness of my
Yes,
whole mind.
and your wholeness encompasses all your brothers and sisters. That's the original one mind. Does that make sense? In light of the tiny mad idea and the smashing into fragments of one mind, the hallucinatory smashing into fragments of one mind. Too deep, we'll be finished with this shortly and we'll play a little music interlude for everybody. All right. Give you a break, pop a Tylenol or whatever you need to do. We did paragraph 5. Is there
Yep.
any other comments? All right, Kathleen? Or
For
did,
two have
yeah.
joined, and now God's promises are kept by him. The limits laid on both the patient and the therapist will count as nothing, for healing has begun. What they must start, their Father will complete. For he has never asked for more than just the smallest willingness, the least advance, the tiniest of whispers of his name. To ask for help, whatever form it takes, is but to call on him, and he will send his answer through the therapist who best can serve his son in all his present needs. Perhaps the answer does not seem to be a gift from heaven. It may even seem to be a worsening and not help, and yet the outcome not be judged by us.
Sherilyn, how about the next paragraph there?
Okay. Somewhere all gifts of God must be received. In time, no effort can be made in vain. It is not our perfection that is asked in our attempts to heal. We are deceived already if we think there is a need of healing, and the truth will come to us only through one who seems to share our dream of sickness. Let us help him to forgive himself for all the trespasses with which he would condemn himself without a cause. His healing is our own, and as we see the sinlessness in him come shining through the veil of guilt that shrouds the Son of God, we will behold in him the face of Christ and understand that it is but one, but our own.
Why don't you do the 8 as well?
Let us stand silently before God's will and do what it has chosen that we do. There is one way alone by which we come to where all dreams began, and it is there that we will lay them down to come away in peace forever. Hear a brother call for help and answer him. It will be God to whom you will answer, for you called on him. It will be God. There is no other way to hear his voice. There is no other way to seek his Son. There is no other way to find yourself. Holy is healing, for the Son of God returns to heaven through its kind embrace. For healing tells him in the voice for God that all his sins have been forgiven him.
So is he talking about a PhD psychotherapist here?
No, I don't think so.
Who's he talking about as he closes this section? It
He's
says,
talking about
go ahead, Shirley.
he's talking about or to the person who he's with, and if you have to stop and think about who's the psychotherapist and who's the receiver. I think it changes back and forth.
Excellent. It's like roles we play. Sometimes we're the patient in the relationship.
Yes.
Sometimes we're the therapist. It depends on who's stronger in that area, stronger at that time. And so you learn to be both a giving therapist and a receiving patient. We stay open, both parties, to the third party. And so that third party is working effectively in both of us, will make substantial progress. If it's imbalanced, we'll make as much progress as the imbalance will allow.
I don't know that the patient necessarily will be or needs to be open to God. They may not
I
be.
don't think so either.
Oh,
All right. It's just that we're trying to get the patient to question their view of reality. How's that working out for you? Type questions. And hopefully their common sense can shine through about what works and what doesn't work. And maybe I need to adjust some things. Let's take just a few minutes to relax and before we tackle this next section. Is that okay with everybody?
yes.
All right. I brought a little music along, so let's share that. And maybe about 5 minutes worth, something, we could use it.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, I hate that.
So I hope that helped. Would everybody unmute themselves? I muted you while we were playing that. I hope that helps. And gets us ready for another section here. We are back to D. Newman, and we're on the definition of healing. Please.
The process of psychotherapy, then, can be defined simply as forgiveness, for no healing can be anything else. The unforgiving are sick, believing they are unforgiven. The hanging on to guilt, its hugging close and sheltering, its lovely protection and alert defense, all this is but the grim refusal to forgive. God may not enter here. The sick repeat over and over while they mourn their loss and yet rejoice in it. Healing occurs as a patient begins to hear the dirge he sings and questions its validity. Until he hears it, he cannot understand that it is he who sings it to himself. To hear it is the first step in recovery. To question it must then become his choice.
Well, should we go on, or do you have any comments on paragraph 1? The process, well, I asked you first, so what are your comments?
So
Well,
this
first
says
of all,
that
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Ron.
well, thanks. It states that psychotherapy is simply forgiveness.
Yes.
So in
Exactly.
order to go through the process of psychotherapy, it involves forgiveness, which
Yeah.
we're pretty
It's
much
for,
aware of.
Well, isn't that the only real remedy
Yes.
for believing the impossible was possible?
but it's also a totally different understanding of what forgiveness is than what we've been taught it is, what we think
Yes.
as forgiveness. So it's
Yeah.
not forgiveness in the usual sense. Well, I'm going to forgive you. You hurt me, so I'll forgive you.
You know, it's well, there are a lot of things wrong with what we've been taught forgiveness is, but what strikes me about the forgiveness in this sense is it is forgive everything.
Exactly.
Forgive the world, forgive the whole thing. The impossible is impossible because it is impossible. Who could believe the impossible is possible?
Bottom line to me is I'm not forgiving the whole world. The whole world is in my mind of
Okay.
misperception. I'm
Yes.
always, always forgiving my own wrong perception
Okay.
of the world, of everyone, of
Yeah.
everything.
So I think the kind of forgiveness that we've been taught is very, first of all, it's microcosmic in relationship to how we ought to be thinking of what forgiveness is. And secondly, the definition we received was insincere. And we'll talk about that when we get into the Song of Prayer and that more. Excuse me. Um, other comments on this first paragraph?
I like the last two sentences. To hear it is the first step in recovery. To hear that it's coming from myself, that it's a dirge I'm singing to myself.
Yeah,
That's huge.
yeah.
I mean,
And
I
I,
went there to blame someone else. Typically, you go to therapy to blame someone else.
yes, yes, good
Yeah.
point.
And
And
I,
go ahead, somebody,
I was just
whoever.
going to say, I have from sentence 5 all the way to the end of that underlined. And basically, that is just a synopsis of what therapy is.
Where
Mhm.
it
Those
says
sentences.
healing occurs as
Healing
a
occurs as the
patient.
patient begins to hear the dirge he sings and questions its validity. Until he hears it, he cannot understand that it is he who sings it to himself. And to hear it is the first step of recovery. To
Yeah.
question it must then become his choice.
So I'm thinking of the 12-step program. What's that first step? About denial, right? Or I admit that I'm helpless,
I'm
something like that.
powerless. I'm powerless.
Yes. And that is a recognition that you finally admit to.
I'm
So what
powerless and helpless over other people, places, things, and situations,
uh,
is the
say
teaching.
uh,
The
um
first, to me, the first step is well, in AA, it's I'm powerless over alcohol. In Al Anon, it's I'm powerless over other people,
yes, yes,
places, things. So we're not powerless. We're powerless over trying to change someone else, trying to blame them for my problems.
right. So that's
Or
the
the
first.
alcohol or whatever, fill in the
Yeah.
blank.
So we're back to being responsible. And now we're getting closer to the cause than when we were projecting it on other people.
So we're
So
not
that
powerless. We're quite powerful when we take
uh,
responsibility.
for good and evil, it seems. There
Well,
was
we're powerful because we have a choice now. It's coming from us. We stop blaming out there.
well, I totally agree. I in this paragraph too, what do you think of sentence 4? It says, God may not enter here, the sick repeat over and over while they mourn their loss and yet rejoice in it. Did that catch your eye, any of you? They mourn their loss and yet rejoice in it. Yeah, you know that, don't you?
Absolutely. That's what we
Okay.
want to do. Keep
Mhm.
blaming
All right.
someone else.
So I may be sick, but that's because God is dead. My ego is saying to me. All
Yeah.
right. Uh God, see, here's proof. I'm rejoicing in the proof. Is that insane? Then it probably starts with an E, doesn't
Hmm.
it?
Ego.
It's like the cancer cell, proverbial cancer cell that wants to be right instead of happy, not realizing what it's doing is going to not only kill the organism, but kill it. It's insane. All right. Did we beat this one up? Paragraph 1. All right. We are up to Ron. Oh, it's D. Would you do another? We're doing like 2 apiece, right, tonight?
There is a tendency, and it is very strong, to hear this song of death only in an instant and then dismiss it uncorrected. These fleeting awarenesses represent the many opportunities given us literally to change our tune. The sound of healing can be heard instead, but first the willingness to question the truth of the song of condemnation must arise. The strange distortions woven inextricably into the self-concept, itself but a pseudo-creation, make this ugly sound seem truly beautiful. The rhythm of the universe, the herald angel's song, all these and more are heard instead of loud, discordant shrieks.
Ooh. Comments? Ron, read that next one and give me a chance to, ooh.
The ear translates, it does not hear. The eye reproduces, it does not see. Their task is to make agreeable whatever is called on, however disagreeable it may be. They answered the decisions of the mind, reproducing its desires and translating them into acceptable and pleasant forms. Sometimes the thought behind the form breaks through, but only very briefly, and the mind grows fearful and begins to doubt its sanity. Yet it will not permit its slaves to change the forms they look upon, the sounds they hear. These are its remedies, its safeguards from insanity.
Thank you. I don't get it.
Me neither.
Somebody help. Holy Spirit, help a brother out.
To me, it's saying, starting at sentence one, the ear translates, it does not hear. The eye reproduces, it does not see. Where perception makes projection. We're not. It's in the Bible statement. Those that have ears to hear, and those that have eyes
Eyes to
to
see.
see, and we don't.
Yes.
We
Yes.
we only see ourselves through our own misperceptions. We only see out there rather through our own misperceptions.
So what is this in paragraph 2 about literally to change our tune?
Where are you? What, sentence two? No, where?
Yeah, I'm in paragraph 2,
Oh,
sentence 2, and these fleeting awarenesses represent the change. Okay, I think I'm getting some of that. Yes.
I was going to say they're like the aha moments. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
fleeting awarenesses.
right,
And so there are opportunities to change, but we
right.
don't pay sufficient attention. Was there another comment
I
there?
don't know if there are aha moments because it's saying where we dismiss it uncorrected.
Well,
It's
in an
Yeah,
instant, it's an aha moment. And because it's an aha moment, you're not ready to hear it, so you dismiss it.
you kind of something happened and
I
you
think it's
just
saying
get
the
back to
opposite.
normal.
There's a tendency, and it is very strong, to hear this song of death only an instant and then dismiss it uncorrected. So, like, we hear that we're singing this dirge, this song of death, but we ignore it. We don't want
And,
to
that,
take
and that's what and
responsibility.
that's what and that's what the aha moment is.
Okay.
Yeah. That's helping me a bit. I appreciate your help, ladies.
Me too.
All right.
Wait,
And then paragraph 3 we read. Did we get to 4?
no.
I think that's where
No,
we're at.
I want to continue on this. I think it's really important,
Where are
paragraph
you, dear?
2.
You're on, well,
That
go ahead. Go
we
ahead.
have all these opportunities to see ourselves and we ignore them. We don't want to. The next sentence says, sentence 2, these fleeting awarenesses represent the many opportunities given us literally to change our tune. The sound of healing can be heard instead of, and we don't want to. We don't want to take responsibility. We don't want to
Yes.
see that it's coming from us. We totally
Why?
ignore those opportunities because
Why?
we like blaming someone else for our problems.
eh, Yeah,
So
we have met the enemy, and the enemy is us. You remember
Us.
that from Pogo?
Yes.
And that's hard to accept.
yeah, we have many opportunities showing it to us and we ignore them. We don't want to see that part of us.
Yeah,
We
Well,
we
it's
want to
called
see it. I
resistance.
want to see it in you, but not in me.
I understand.
Well, but the deeper, I can only speak for myself. I thought this paragraph describes for me, describes the process that I do. The closer you get to seeing your true self, some ego will come in and or resistance will come in and you'll run the farthest away. You may have a revelation or that holy instant moment, but because it's such a threat to ego, you run the opposite way. You go into resistance. You do all the things that shoot you in the opposite direction, and then you get another aha moment or an awakening or whatever you want to call it. And it's the multiple awakenings that bring it to the present moment.
So they were glimmers,
Right.
disparate glimmers, but they had a consistency that mounted up over time.
Well, it's a consistency that you're able to receive or ready to receive or ready to be open to
There's that
hear.
readiness part. Thank you.
You can't hear it if you're not ready. But the Holy Spirit can come down and give you a little nudge. And the next time you get a little nudge, because it's a repeated little nudge, you might hear it differently. So it allows you then to hear it again. You may have to hear it again, but the third time you hear it, it might be completely different. It's like it's seeing the light through the darkness, and the light just keeps growing each time you get that nudge.
And the constant is the light.
Yes,
The variable is your willingness.
yes,
What it's saying to me is I could have it all right now,
yes.
depending on how much resistance I'm having.
Well, and the term that used is the victimizer. How am I going to listen to the victimizer or am I going to see the light? And maybe seeing the light is such a threat that I give the victimizer more power until the next time.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And that's what we rejoice in.
Yeah, I'm seeing how we're connecting some of these phrases now. How the rest of you doing?
Okay.
All right.
The
Ron's
steam came
doing
out.
good. Hilda, what were you saying?
I said steam is coming out of my head.
All right, I understand. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to overdo it. I would like to finish this section though tonight, if possible. So I'll tell you what, let's just read some more and finish off the evening and see how we do. I don't know, in its own way, these are good sessions and they certainly equalize us all in terms of being challenging. I think we're all challenged by this material.
And and
Yeah.
these sessions are a good example of how therapy works. This is therapy, these sessions.
I see what you mean. Hey, where are we? Kathleen, did you read 2 paragraphs or one?
I haven't read yet.
Ooh, we didn't get.
I've read 3. I need to read 4.
Okay,
That's
please,
where we
Ron.
are.
All right. Thank you for keeping up. So,
These testimonies, which the senses bring, have but one purpose: to justify attack and thus keep unforgiveness unrecognized for what it is. Seen undisguised, it is intolerable. Without protection, it could not endure. Here all is here is all sickness cherished, but without the recognition that this is so. For when an unforgiveness is not recognized, the form it takes seems to be something else.
hmm.
And now it is the something else that seems to terrify, but it is not the something else that can be healed. It is not sick and needs no remedy. To concentrate your healing efforts here is but futility. Who can cure what cannot be sick and make it well?
What is it that cannot be sick? You see the last sentence? Who
It
I
can?
means
think
we
our
were
body.
never sick.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think our bodies cannot be sick because they're not real in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah, in essence, you're trying to heal something that isn't sick to begin with.
I'm feeling both of you on that. How about the rest of you?
Yeah.
One, you remember somewhere in our reading that talked about as long as you focus on healing the body, there will be reoccurrences of illness. You remember language in our readings?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be gone, but it'll come back. Something else will happen after that. So it's not really a cure. A cure is where, you take care of it once and for all. And the reason is that you're addressing the symptoms and not the cause,
You're
which
addressing the effect
you're
and want to
working
change the
with
effect.
the effects. So you may temporarily resolve that, but because you haven't addressed the cause, you'll get new effects, probably in different forms, but it's all coming from the mistaken cause.
Which is our thoughts to begin with. So of
Yeah,
course
we're
it's going
back
to
to
show up again. We
we're
haven't
back
changed
to
our
mentalism.
perception. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Now, Ron, you read 4, so let's have Kathleen do 5 and 6. Will that work? Yeah.
Okay. Sickness takes many forms, and so does unforgiveness. The form of one but reproduce the forms of the others, for they are the same illusion.
Hmm.
So closely is one translated into the other that a careful study of the form a sickness takes will point quite clearly to the form of unkindness that it
Hmm.
represents. Yet seeing this will not affect a cure. This is achieved by only one recognition, that only forgiveness heals an unforgiveness, and only an unforgiveness can possibly give rise to sickness of any kind. This
Well,
realization is the final goal of psychotherapy. How is it reached? The therapist sees in the patient all that he has not forgiven in himself, and is thus given another chance to look at it, open it to reevaluation, and forgive it.
Hmm.
When this occurs, he sees his sins as gone into a past that is no longer there. Until he does this, he must think of evil as besetting him here and now. The patient is his screen for the projection of his sins, enabling him to let them go. Let him retain one spot of sin in what he looks upon, and his release is partial and will not be sure.
All right, I got usual questions, but Sherilyn, read 7 and see
Okay.
if we can summarize a minute at the end.
No one is healed alone. This is the joyous song salvation sings to all who hear its voice. This statement cannot be too often remembered by all who see themselves as therapists. Their patients can but be seen as the bringers of forgiveness, for it is they who come to demonstrate their sicknesses to eyes that still believe that sin is there to look upon. Yet will the proof of sinlessness seen in the patient and accepted in the therapist offer the mind of both a covenant in which they meet and join and are as one.
Thank you, Sherilyn. Well, the definition of healing. Comments, anyone? I love the statement at the end of paragraph 5 where it said, only forgiveness heals an unforgiveness, and only an unforgiveness can possibly give rise to sickness of any kind. So sickness and unforgiveness are very closely related.
Yes,
Could you say all sickness is some form of unforgiveness?
Think so.
yes,
Well, I'm thinking about two things. Louise Hay, that book, You Can Heal
Mhm.
Yourself. And maybe not a direct match, but a little bit about Dee and her can't stand it, can't stand it. Remember, she shared. So all sickness is some form of unforgiveness. What's sickness?
Thinking on the body.
Say that again.
Thinking on the body.
Okay. Yeah.
or misperception.
Is another word sin?
Yes.
Sure.
Mistake?
Yes, that too.
A defense against the truth.
What do you mean, Joan? Defense against the truth.
And the truth is that we are not bodies and that
Okay.
we're not even here really.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, listen, I know it's a big ask to get us to buy into things like, hey, you're not even really here. I mean, it sounds like some fiction movie that we're in, doesn't it?
Mhm.
But what if that's exactly what it is? We're in a science fiction movie. And at some point, what's the reason for the movie? It's a correction. So you can recognize what's wrong and how to correct it yourself. It's like the great therapist, the Holy Spirit, is kind of using the same methods as the psychotherapist, as the doctor, as the nurse, as the helper. Remember on Monday night, we're into the principle of correspondence. Was that number 3? What's it say?
Number 2.
Okay, what's it say? As above, so below, as below, so above. And so to me, this is an example of the therapist employing the methods of the Holy Spirit. It's kind of taken the Holy Spirit's approach in the psychotherapeutic relationship. It's about time to close. Are y'all coming back next week?
Sure.
Boy,
yes.
we up to a challenge. Plus, I don't think we could do this if we didn't trust the table that A Course in Miracles set for us first. It's our faith in Jesus that makes us open to entertaining this part of the truth. So I think it's just a tribute to what a outstanding, high-minded group. And I mean, we're on it. We're wise people for these activities. Final comments and questions for you, because you know I could talk all night long. Well, maybe
Well,
not all night now.
I, I, this last section, I truly enjoyed it because it just, to me, it was just common sense, the whole thing. That it's, this is exactly how it works. And I've
Well,
experienced it in my experience.
I'm glad you have that insight and that you can bring it and share it with the rest of us, myself included.
No,
And
I appreciate everything everyone says.
you say you agree with,
No, I said I appreciate what everyone shares because it
yes,
reinforces it. And I just
yes,
want to say it's good practice for therapists to have therapists
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
because then they can address what's been touched in their session from their clients.
yeah, yeah. Keep us all on the straight, honest, sincere path. We all need teachers, and I'm certainly interested in that. And I'm a course teacher, and you guys teach me a lot, and your willingness in that, I really appreciate it. If there are no further comments, I wish you a wonderful rest of the week. Music and meditation tomorrow night. Our topic is living moment to moment. So come out and join us for another good time. Uh, if there's nothing else, I'll turn it over to Miss Newman, Hildegard Newman. to close this out. Okay.
Okay. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. I am the light of God.
I am the light
I
of
am
God.
the light of God.
I am the love of God.
I am the
I
love
am
of
the love of
God.
God.
I am the power of God.
I am the
I
power of
am the
God.
power of God.
I am the presence of God.
I am the
I am
I am
presence
the
of
presence
God.
of God.
Therefore,
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 wherever I am,
wherever I
wherever I
am,
am,
God is,
God
God
is,
is,
and all is well.
and all
and
is
all
well.
is well.
There is nothing to fear.
There is
There is
nothing
nothing
to
to
fear.
fear.
There is only love.
There is only
There's only
love.
love.
Namaste.
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 Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
Thank you,
night.
guys.
Thank you.
I am speechless in a good way. Have a good
Thank
evening,
you.
okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Have a blessed week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.